到哪一天，我们的社会又要爱谈同志，这才是对友善的社会。
Probably you know, like Taiwan legalized same-sex marriage in 2019, but actually it's not really like fully right. So there's some missing in that law. For example, it's like adoption. Like now the same-sex couple, they cannot adopt the kids together. So they only can adopt their kids if they have like a biological relation. Yeah, so that's the one thing. And the second is like for the transnational marriage, like for now, I don't think Taiwanese people are able to marry the Italian people, because in your country there's not the same-sex marriage. So that is the law we need to improve. And so as the artificial reproduction, now that only for the straight couple. So that's still something we still need to improve. And also except the marriage related issues, we also think like other LGBT issues are still need to let the public know more, because I think for most of the society, they will think now we have the marriage, so everything is like okay for the LGBT group, but actually it's not. We are need more than the marriage. Yeah. I will say overall in Taiwan, all the society, they know about this group. But of course, in the city, the acceptance is more than the countryside. Yeah, that I would say that. Not only in Taipei, other cities, they start to have their pride. So I think that helps a lot to countryside to know more about the LGBT groups. Yeah. Actually, this year is the 20th anniversary of the Taiwan Pride. Yeah, so that is a big event. And every year we will have the Pride in the end of the October, and that will be on the Saturday. Yeah, so it will be the 29th of October this year. And before the Taiwan Pride, on Friday night, we will also have the Trans March. So I think this will be the very big this year, and we hope like everyone from the world are able to join us. I think now Taiwan have like over 10 cities has their own pride, and we think that is very nice, because they are organized by the local groups. Yeah, so it's good. Like you don't have to travel to Taipei to enjoy the pride. You are able to like enjoy your own pride in your city. We think that is very valuable. Yeah. So Highline is founded in 1998. Yeah, so it's over 20 years. And we start with a hotline service, because back to the old time, the telephone consultation is easier for the group because they don't need to come out. And but after a few years, we realize it's not enough for the group. So we start to have develop a lot of different services. So right now in Hotline, we have like 4 major service. One is still like for the community, so it's like a hotline, and we also have a group for the teenager, for the elderly, for the transgender, for lesbian, and for also the parents who has LGBT kids. So that's for the community. And the second will be the education, because in Taiwan we have the gender equity education law since 2004. So after that law, we are able to go to the campus to talk about the education. So we go to a school, but we also go to like a government or the social welfare system or the workplace to talk about what's the LGBT and what's the gender diversity. Third one will be the advocacy. Like we also work with a lot of the government to like for the marriage law, for the gender equity law, and for like people living in the HIV. And the fourth one is since Taiwan is kind of advanced in the Asia area, so we also like do a lot of the international collaboration recently because we want to exchange more experience, and we can share our experience in Asia, but we can learn also more from the Europe. In Taiwan, we have the law to protect transgender people. Like we not very ideally, but we still have like a regulation for them to if they want to change their sex. But back to the normal life, we will still see it's very hard because like everyone know what's the political correct thing. So like for them, if they are going to find a job, nobody will say, oh, I don't want to hire you because you are transgender, but probably they will use other excuse to say, oh, maybe not, it's not the job for you. So, and also like in the school or in the workplace, all our system, they are very like based on the two gender, like female and the male, and for example, the toilet and the uniform. And so that's for the transgender people, it's very suffer. So if we don't have the non-binary system, I think for them, it will be struggle during the daily life. Yeah. I would say that like compared to other parties, current government is kind of for LGBT rights. Yeah. But of course they can still do more. For Taiwan society, we are not very aggressive one. So like in Taiwan, it's quite safe to be like a walk around. And so for LGBT people, nobody will like, you won't get like a hit by someone on the road. So if you hold a hand or something, but of course, like in some countryside, probably they are not used to see this thing, so maybe people will gossip or something, but overall I think it's quite safe in here. You can see the society acceptance of the LGBT is like a higher, like and higher every year. So I think the LGBT people in China is quite different than in Taiwan for sure. And recently, I'm not sure if you heard about like the media in China, they have like a CC ban, like they are forbidden their like a star or something cannot be, they need to be very masculine, not CC1. Yeah. Before we also have a lot of the connection with the activists in China, but recently we heard a lot, it's quite not easy for them as well to maintain all like their activities and even some funding. Yeah, so but they still find some way to do their works. Not in nearly years, but as I know, like a few years ago, they will try to find some creative way to promote the LGBT rights, because you know in China they cannot have like a rally, people cannot go to the street to fight for their rights. So I would say they in China they will think about a lot of creative way to promote this one, to promote LGBT rights. But in recent year, I think all the political situation is getting worse for them as well. Yeah. I think like all Taiwan society would feel afraid of that, not only the LGBT people, for sure. All the human rights, we can like improve or we can fight for it is because we have a democracy system. So like many people will ask why the Taiwan society can like the LGBT rights can be that advanced than other Asia countries. We will always say that democracy is also very important or very helpful for us because we are like freely to speak out. So if China kind of attack Taiwan or something, that of course will influence a lot because they will shape all the situation right now. I think we also like get similar information like you, like people will say this very similar situation like Russia and Ukraine and China and Taiwan. My personal thought, I will say Russia and China is very similar, and I won't say Taiwan is and Ukraine will be the same situation, but I will say China and Russia, they are similar because they are kind of very bully country. I will use that word. So that's the thing we are fear. And we are not, of course, we are not sure what China will do, but we are also monitored as well. Yeah, because I'm not sure if you know, like a few years ago, we also have, or like recently all the election Taiwan has, we also face a lot of like the fake news or like threatened from the China. We have that like from every day. So for us, for the moment, we are still very clear about the situation over there, but we also know it's kind of the different situation between Taiwan and Ukraine. Yeah, but the similar thing is China and Russia. But when we have the connection with the China activists, we will feel that pressure. Like a few years ago, we can still have some connection between some activists from China, but we were aware before the COVID-19, like they will come to Taiwan, like we won't go to China, something like that, or we will organize online something. Yeah, so I think in Taiwan or for Taiwanese people, it's like a safe, but if it's like related to China, we will be careful, but not because for ourselves, because for them. Yeah, because we want to protect our friends over there. Yeah.